Hello, it is Christian Craver
And Cooper Ridenauer, hello.
and we just got done with our second PNC site visit. Today we sat in on a meeting with the medical advisory board.
So basically we just sat in the meeting. First of all, we went in and shook everyone's hands and then basically just sat down at the head of the table, which was kind of scary at first, but I mean, the people around us were all really nice. They wore like pretty casual clothes. I feel like a little overdressed to it, but I feel like that was okay.
It was. And then they gave us this paper and we went over each of the checkpoints on it, and we kind of understood more what exactly the ProMedica Forever Fit was. And yeah, it was a good experience overall.
Great experience. Thank you.
This is our substitute vlog for our site visit on March 11th with Mrs. Christy Stone of Icaria and ProMedica. And we talked about funding types, such as like different types of equity, whether it be personal or private equity, and how you can get funds from other investors perhaps.
And then basically, like, she talked about how in the business she can reach out to different companies or different places and talk about how they can invest in what they want to do. And basically, she can go around on the websites, go to meetings, go to places around the world, talking to business people, basically just going to places, meeting new people, and getting connections to further like get investments. And I thought that was pretty cool because she would go down to like places like Florida and stuff like that. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and she was talking about how meeting with companies and trying to get the companies as a client as a whole can be more beneficial than just getting individual clients.
Yeah.
Very interesting stuff. This is the information from our site visit today, March 26, 2025, with Mrs. Christy Stone from Icaria. And we went back over the different types of equity, like personal and private, and how having stock can be beneficial. We talked about debt and the differences between good and bad debt, and how if you can't pay it off, you should not have debt.
Yeah, so basically she also went over this spreadsheet, and basically she was just saying that you need to spend money to get money, and also she was like going over what she would spend per year with like her budgeting and see if she would go over or under, and also see how much clients she had per year, so how much revenue she was bringing in from those clients, and seeing how much more she would get from those clients. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then she also showed us some stuff that was like stuff she said she was spending dumb money on. Like, she says that budgeting is a very hard thing to do, and I think that like it's something that like people need to learn towards, like, if you're going to finance or what role she's in right now. So yeah.
And we also talked about fixed costs and how you want to control those as much as possible. And we also talked about variable costs and the differences between the two and what goes into both of that in the business world. And then we also talked about like metabolics and all the different types of health and everything that goes into diseases. There are some big words that I can't completely remember, but it's all very interesting stuff. Hello, today is April 8th and me and Cooper are just leaving Icaria.
So today I'm sick, but Miss Stone was so kind that she gave me a thing to drink because I was sick, so I had to drive to her house and go pick it up myself.
Woo.
So here goes nothing.
Here goes nothing. Oh yeah.
Oh. Oh, that's actually awful. Oh my god.
Woo!
Yeah, but basically today we met some British people.
At a company called Mudo Health from the UK.
Oh my god, that is awful. I'm so sorry. But basically met these people from the UK, from this place called Mudo, and basically we're talking about how they do genetic testing for different things, and how they want to be connected with Icaria, and basically setting up different meetings for them throughout the week, like
next week they're getting DNA samples from some of their like clients and taking those samples and sending them out to them. So that'll be pretty cool.
And then adding on to what Cooper's saying, some more about Mudo is they have a research platform, an app that measures epigenetics. They place 1, 4th, and 8th out of 900 genetic companies, and they're also the most accurate for genotesting. And they work with health centers in King College London. And what I found very interesting was the work they do is to improve sport performance with DNA. All very incredible stuff, and how certain genes can relate to being more prone to certain injuries, and specific genotypes related to certain inherits that can't really read that, but it can't be stopped, but it can be worked with. So they'll work around certain like genes to see if you're more prone to that injury. All very interesting stuff.
And then also it says that like if you're like low in some certain gene, that it will give you like supplements to take, such as like magnesium and zinc. Like, I mean, those are obviously things that like you should take, but like it's telling you to take them. So I mean, it's more of like a recommendation that helps you like do what you need to do. So
yeah, I found it very interesting. They use AI to leverage the data that you give it, so it'll give you instructions on what to do with hampered genes, as Cooper was saying. And some of the other things besides just the business parts was it was on an online call, so we learned about some of the etiquette we had one dude that was screen sharing basically, and he was easily sharing his info, and then they were all bouncing off from each other like we do in PNC, so it was very interesting to see happen in real time. And Miss Stone allowing like them to ask questions. She was basically like coordinating the whole meeting, and they were talking about the future and what they're gonna do. They talked about some white labeling things and how Icaria could leverage that.
So yeah, it was pretty fun time. The shot's pretty bad. It's still in my mouth. I'm still tasting it. But yeah, pretty fun time.
April 8th, 2025. Today is April 14th, a Monday, and me and Cooper just got done with our 5th Icaria site visit.
Yeah, so basically it just started off, we went to a whole different place, but we went to a meeting like room we went to like a couple weeks ago. And basically we sat in a different seat this time. And last time we sat like the head of the table. That was awful. I'm glad we sat the side this time.
Yeah.
And then it was a lot easier just to listen back and take notes about what they were talking about. But she handed us out a packet, like showing us what they were going over. And basically you can go over what they went over.
Yeah, so she just gave us an agenda and she just went right down the list. We can't really talk about all of it, but just we talked about some clients' experience updates and then discussed new technologies and whatnot.
Yeah, so basically also we talked about, so last week we got in touch with like a certain company, and this week they taught the people that were in the meeting, explained what it was to the people that weren't in the meeting, and then basically just told them what it was and explained it to them to like further like expand on like investing into it or doing it later into like what they want to do. So I think that was pretty cool. And then yeah,
it was a good meeting overall. It's always just interesting to see how like the teams interact with each other, and they add in like some humor and whatnot, just showing how close of a team they are. And I think it's cool just being able to see the behind the scenes. It's all very interactive and interesting.
Yeah, and then we also saw a person we knew today, a trainer for our football team. We saw her today. That was pretty cool. Like, we haven't seen her in a while, and then she was just in the meeting. It was pretty weird to see her there, but I mean, it was just cool to see her. So yeah,
connection.
Yeah, great connections.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Cheerio.